Welcome back to the JDW Sports Talk Show, where every fan is welcome. And in today's episode, we're going to be going through the Baltimore Ravens schedule, and we're going to be going through every team, every opponent, just let me giving you my overall thoughts. And down in the comment section below while I'm doing this, give me your record prediction. Agree or disagree. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. Give me your record prediction. So let's get into this predicting. So week 1 at the Las Vegas Raiders, I'm going to give this one a win. I just think this is a really good matchup for the Baltimore Ravens, in my opinion. Week 2, they're at home versus the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs, they're a decent team, man. I mean, they're a pretty damn good team, man. Patrick Mahomes, of course, wide receiver group, very fast. The running backs are young and upcoming. The offensive line is much improved, but Baltimore Ravens team finally get, what they've been wanting to get on the Kansas City Chiefs in that win. Will that defensive line and those stunts be able to confuse that Kansas City new offensive line that's still getting used to each other, that's still gelling with each other, trying to get to know each other? Maybe, but I'm gonna take the Kansas City Chiefs until the Baltimore Ravens prove to me that they're gonna stop laying eggs versus the Kansas City Chiefs on primetime. Week 3, they go to Detroit, and I think they're gonna beat Detroit. I think this is a really good matchup for the Baltimore Ravens. Detroit, they have a better offensive line than some people give them credit for. Otherwise, I don't really have too much, but I think that offensive line can make big dividends for the smaller things they do have in Jared Goff. Maybe that helps them get a few good games in. I'm not a huge fan of their wide receivers. They just I just like this matchup for the Ravens, and I think they're going to beat the Detroit Lions. Week 4, they're staying on the road. And I'm going to Denver. This is going to be a really fun game. Two really solid rosters. One, I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens because I'm going to take Lamar Jackson over that quarterback situation. I'm not sure who's going to start their week 1. Teddy Bridgewater, Drew Luck. I think it's going to be Drew Luck, but I guess we'll see. So I'm going to take the more proven quarterback. I'm going to take the more proven, not necessarily more proven roster, but I'm going to take that quarterback over, that situation, because I think these rosters are very similar. Maybe the Ravens have a little better secondary, but I'm going to take Lamar Jackson over Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater. Week 5, they come back home to play the Indianapolis Colts on Monday Night Football. I guess we'll have to see how Carson Wentz plays. And if Carson Wentz is playing really damn good, I think the Colts could win this game. I think they could win any game, but, if Carson Wentz is pretty dang bad, then maybe they can't win one game. Maybe they're going to struggle to win some games, But nonetheless, I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to come out to win at home versus Indianapolis until we see Carson Wentz and we see what Carson Wentz, what he's going to have on the table, if he's going to be able to improve, be able to come back to himself a little bit. We don't know. So I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens until we know a little more about that. Week 6, they're staying at home versus the Los Angeles Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers are a young and upcoming team, but I think this is a good matchup for the Ravens once again. The Ravens are a more complete team, the more balanced team, and the Chargers are going to struggle against that. I think those are the teams that are going to make the Chargers struggle because, the Chargers are really good in some spots, but some spots they have where it's very but they're a team that's getting much better. They're a very young and upcoming team. They're definitely going to be in the playoff push. They're going to go for the playoff push, but I'm going to give the Baltimore Ravens the win here. Week 7, they're staying at home once again versus the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are, a young and upcoming team. I don't think they're ready yet, so, I'm going to take the Ravens here. I think that Ravens secondary, I think that Ravens team is going to be able to confuse Joe Burrow and still mess up Joe Burrow a little bit. I think they'll be able to cover Jamar Chase decently well with their really good cornerback group, whether it's Marcus Peters, whoever it is. I really like this, Ravens secondary. I think they're going to be able to limit Joe Burrow and the rest of his offense. And then I don't think this Cincinnati's defense is going to do amazing versus this Baltimore offense with their running game. Not a huge fan of that defense yet. They're still young and upcoming, like I said, so they're still on their way. Week 8, they're on their bye week. Week 9, they're at home once again, so they have a 5-week stretch where they're at home, for quite some time, and they're playing the Minnesota Vikings here, and I think this is, I'm going back and forth with this game. I honestly think that the Minnesota Vikings can beat the Baltimore Ravens here. Will they? I did before say, that the Minnesota Vikings are probably going to, I had it as my upset, one of my upsets, but I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Ravens here. Baltimore Ravens are gonna be able to run on them, I think. I think they're going to be able to keep that offense off the field. Yeah, that Minnesota offense is pretty dang good. Kirk Cousins is better than he gets credit for. Those wide receivers are really good as well. Just really, solid team in my opinion in Minnesota. People, I think they're a little, I think Minnesota's a little better than some people may think. Week 10, they travel to Miami. This can be a really good game as well. These next two games are really similar with Chicago and Miami. But Chicago does have a better run defense. It's kind of no, it's kind of switched with Miami and Chicago. Miami has a really good wide receiver group, but the running backs are, you know, and then the Chicago Bears, they have a really good running back room, but the wide receivers are but Allen Robinson is good. Darnell Mooney is nice. Other than that, you don't really have much there. There's some other, you got to get that number 3 figured out. You got to get the rest of that room figured out. Um, Nonetheless, I'm going to take the Ravens in one of these games, and that is going to be versus the Chicago Bears. I think they're going to be able to, it might actually be versus Miami because they can stop those Miami receivers. And then Miami might struggle to run on them. And then Chicago, if they stop the receivers, I think Chicago will build around them. So I'm actually going to take them beating the Miami Dolphins and then losing to losing to the Chicago Bears. So I'm a little back and forth there. Anything could happen between those games. They could lose both, they could win both, whatever happens. Both games are going to be fun to watch. Both really good matchups against both teams. Week 12, they come back home versus the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are a really good team. They're a Super Bowl contender, but I'm gonna have the Baltimore Ravens taking this first game. I think this team is really good. This Cleveland Browns team is a Super Bowl contender, but I think the Ravens are going to get them the first time around. I think that defense is going to catch them off guard the first time around. I just think that this Baltimore team is going to beat the Browns once. Week 13, they're at the Pittsburgh Steelers. This could be a really good and fun game as well. The Pittsburgh Steelers are a really good team, man. They're a little better than some people give them credit for. It's just because, the memes and stuff with them, like, towards the end of last season. They're a talented team, but I think, that this defense may also take a step back. And this offense may also get a little better again. So, it's kind of going to be balanced out. I think they'll be an average team in 2021. So I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens in this one. I just think the Ravens are better than the Steelers. I'm going to take Baltimore. Week 14, they're at the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to take Cleveland in this one. I think the Baltimore Ravens and Cleveland are going to split, and I think they're both going to be really good games. But I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to get them the first time around at their home, and then the Cleveland Browns will get them at their home. So, kind of back and forth there. It's going to be a fun rivalry to watch, a fun season to watch between those two. Week 15, they're at home versus the Green Bay Packers. This could be a really good game as well. Depending on the Green Bay Packers' run defense and how they want to play. Last year, they had times where they, were ran on like crazy, and then they had a time where they kind of shut down Derrick Henry. So that was kind of a crazy, thing there. But I'm gonna take the Green Bay Packers. I think this Green Bay Packers defense is gonna play good enough to slow down Lamar Jackson. I think that pass defense is really good. And then Aaron Rodgers, granted, if he's playing or not, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to throw on that defense. He could throw on any defense, man. I don't care what defense you are. He's going to get stuff figured out, and he's going to beat you. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be fine. And then Week 16 at the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm going to have the Baltimore Ravens sweeping the Bengals. Yeah, the Bengals are, they're a good team. Yeah, they're a young and upcoming team, but they're not ready yet. Week 17, they're at home versus the Los Angeles Rams. This can be a game where they lose. I think they're going to lose this game to the Rams. The Rams are a pretty damn good team, man. I think Matthew Stafford and that, they have some good receivers. They have a good tight end. They could run the ball. The Rams are a really solid team, really balanced team. Their defense is really solid. Losing Brandon Staley, losing John Johnson can be two big losses, though. So this defense may not be as good as some people think, but I still think this team will be able to beat the Baltimore Ravens if you ask me. Week 18, they're at home versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to give the Ravens the sweep over the Steelers as well. Don't get me wrong, the Steelers team is solid, man. They have some really good players, but like I said, I think they're going to be an average team, and I don't think it's going to be enough to beat the Ravens once. I mean, yeah, they can definitely beat the Ravens once. Yeah, of course, definitely. Anything can happen in the NFL, but I just don't see it. I think that the Baltimore Ravens are going to sweep the Steelers, sweep the Bengals, and split with the Browns. I think that's the ideal season for them within their division. So that's what I got for you guys in today's video. Thank you for tuning in to the JDW Sports Talk Show. Let me know what you guys think of my opinion of the Baltimore Ravens schedule. I have them doing pretty good. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think the record is going to be. What games you think are going to win, going to lose. Let me know. So that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you for tuning into the JDW Sports Talk Show. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.